I'd like to call the meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attendance, Sean?
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean?
Here.
Board Member Kimball?
Here.
Board Member Larkin?
Here.
Chairman Sirianni?
Here. Any presentation, Sean?
None for this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Any public comments? Any speakers who signed up?
There are two this evening. The first is Arshad Mahmood.
Good evening, board. My name is Dr. Arshad Mahmood. I'm the owner of Niagara Holdings. I'm here in regards to the two properties that I own. Both are vacant and they've been vacant for quite a while. I've been a victim several times with a few other properties that see more, but in regards to this, it's been really, really bad. So they're also on drugs and I tried to get them out and it took so long. In the process, they had stolen the copper piping and as well as tried to steal the cast iron radiators, which were very heavy, but unfortunately, they were not able to take it, but they're all laid out around the rooms. I surprisingly got a very large bill because I wasn't able to access the properties because, you know, I do the grass cutting and I just leave from outside and the people are inside and I didn't want to go in because of, you know, fear of whatever possible. But long story short, 2816 Lewiston is one of the property which was vacant and 317 Portage Road is another one. So the water was running and then all of the flooring and the wood have been like really needed to be replaced and a lot of work, which I did one. I am saving money for the other one, but I have some pictures for you guys if you would like to see it. I have spoke to the staff here. They've been very kind enough to, especially Mr. Michael, help me set up with the payment plan. And because there was no meeting last month and the prior month, I had missed the deadline. And I did make two payments. One is like 2021 per month for 2816 Lewiston, and the total amount for that one was 24,262. And 317 Portage Road was 10,794. So that comes up to about almost 922. So almost $3,000 unexpected amount. I always have paid bills current, you know, as a good person. I had horrible luck with the tenants. Took me 3 years to get them out. I inherited them with the property. So daytime, I'm a doctor. In the evening, I'm running around and weekend doing this stuff. Like, you know, it's very stressful. I haven't earned any money from any of this. So whatever money I earn on my salary, it's going toward taxes and renovations and all that. So I'm here to plead to you guys, whatever help you can assist me with these bills, I would really appreciate it. And I don't know if the city has or you have any help for special situation like that because I'm a victim, right? It's not that I am behind on bills or not paid anything like that. So basically that's, you know, in a summary that I would like to, you know, state and whatever help you guys can. And I have, if you want, I can keep these pictures.
Just a question. What was the total bills between the two?
The two I can add, it would be like 33,000.
That's right. The one was 24,000.
Yeah, 24
Okay.
to 62 and 10,000 something.
Okay.
And you said one property was vacant?
Both are vacant.
Both?
Been vacant. And every time, you know, I go try to renovate it. And there's a huge issue with drugs. You know, I can see a person because I used to treat in New Jersey. I closed the clinic. 2 days we would have the special population and 3 days regular. So I know who's using it not, and they were because they found needles and what.
So you have squatters or people just going in with drugs?
Yeah. So
Well-
now I'm gonna put them up for sale and call it a day.
Well, we can't give you an answer tonight,
No,
but the board will
I
talk to
understand.
Sean
Yeah,
and figure out what's the best. We got to be careful what we do because, we get this time and time again.
okay.
And we just got to try to be as consistent as we can.
Whatever help, I would really appreciate it. If I had the funds, I have done it in the past. And that happened to me on 12th Street and I paid the full amount. It was almost 8,000 and change. But I am hurting right now financially.
How many months are you behind?
No, I'm not behind at
Not
all.
behind at all.
This was unexpected because they stole the pipes and the water was coming with a
Okay.
massive
Oh.
amount of water
Okay.
that so both property, yeah,
Okay. so
that was it.
now-
Yeah, I've never
Now I
been
get it.
behind, yeah.
Okay,
And I don't know if you would like to see the picture. I'll leave it.
Sure.
yeah,
Love to see the
definitely.
pictures, please.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
just curious, did you make a police report out with the stolen pipes?
I did in a couple of the properties, but then I guess I waited 2 hours to contact them. They did show up because it's not a priority.
Thank you.
If you have the time.
Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Shai Dula.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, I'm a property manager of 3006 Wells Avenue. So there is a high bill almost about 12,000. As of January, their bill was $139, and there was tenant inside the house. And is a for non-payment, we did evict the tenant. And that point during the eviction, like tenant not letting inside the house. So actually, we don't know what's happening inside the house. And there was accident also about water burst inside the house. We later know that. And when they left, tenant is left, we into the basement, we see our feet is water there. So I'm requesting anyway, can you waive the penalties fees and make some adjustment and we can go like monthly some payment if you do those, so I appreciate that.
So you're asking, there's a $12,000 bill.
12,400.
What?
12,400.
400.
Yeah.
And you're asking about the penalties.
Yeah,
That's- that's what
waiving
you're
the
asking.
penalty and adjustment some bills because it's not in our hand and we can go into the house during the eviction.
Yeah.
And when you go inside, we see the water burst and there's almost feet water inside the basement. Over
Did you
feet.
calculate how much the penalties were on that?
I'm sorry?
Did you calculate how much the penalties were on your
Oh,
bill?
no,
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Well, the board will have a little discussion and we'll talk to Sean about that.
All right.
And again, we're sorry that
And they
happened.
have all your information?
It's all
Sorry.
on the sheet.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Any questions, Colleen or Renee?
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
Yo.
Letters and communication, Sean.
Mr. Chairman, the only item included in the agenda packet is a thank you letter from the United Way. And I just wanted to bring to the board's attention that the generosity of our employees is noted and recognized by United Way. That campaign is organized with the assistance of the union, and I think that there was a very good response this year.
Yeah, I hear the union really try to help with that, my understanding, and a lot of our people continue to give. Some even increase their donations, which is good for the community. Prior meeting minutes. Is there a motion to accept the prior minutes?
Move it.
Colleen made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Renee seconded. Any discussion on them? Roll call.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Larkin,
Yes to approve.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Executive Director and General Counsel Sean Costello.
Mr. Chairman, there's another set of minutes, the August 15, 2025 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, is there a motion to approve the August 15th minute?
Move it.
Colleen, is there a second?
Second.
Renee, any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Larkin.
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Executive Director and General Counsel Sean Costello.
Mr. Chairman, the one preview I'd like to give to the board, we are making a lot of progress on a new payment portal. So customers will be able to view their bills online and pay with a credit card. I hope to have additional details for the board by the end of the month and to formally be able to announce that for October. It would be through Tyler Technologies, which is the New World Service provider. So that's something that I'm very excited to get underway. We've made a lot of progress in the past few weeks on the preliminary engineering report, the underlying work that needs to be done. Thank you again to the board for having a special meeting on August 15th, which kept us on track both for the deadline for that report submittal and also made sure that we kept our grant funding in place for that project. Otherwise, I think the rest of the staff will cover some of the big updates during their presentations.
Is there any questions to Sean tonight? Thanks, Sean. Engineering, Doug Williamson.
Good evening.
evening.
The West River Shore Drive Water Main Replacement Project is currently out to bid. Bid opening will be November 6th, so we're expecting a resolution to award next month. The sewer main CCTV work was recently completed on the Calumet Avenue 48-inch brick sewer. We plan to slip line about 430 linear feet of pipe from Highland Avenue to Easton Avenue, or Easton Drive, I'm sorry. The 2025 fall town of Niagara flow monitoring period, 4-week period, was completed today. We should be getting the results back soon. And unfortunately, we had a pretty dry period where we monitored. It rained maybe last night and one other time. So our billing might not be as high as usual. As Sean mentioned, the wastewater treatment plant preliminary engineering report has been progressing with Hazen and Sawyer. We've been meeting with them bi-weekly, and we have a workshop scheduled for November 6th. And that report is due by the end of February 2026. And that's all I got tonight.
Are there any questions for Doug? Okay, Doug, thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Mr. Joyce, Technology.
Good evening. Dark Trace and CISA, last weekly scan, there was no high levels security vulnerabilities, which is always great. With that, we upgraded our firewalls here down the street. And we went to a new Spectrum Enterprise circuit. With that circuit, it's more secure and more reliable, and it's going to be more cost effective as soon as we terminate the other circuits. We'll save an average of a little over $400 a month at our internet service. With that, I'm proud to say that we totally migrated from our VMware and we're on our Scale hypervisor. And with that, we have a 5-year license for the software and hardware. So it should be set for half a decade coming up. With that, all the servers are completely upgraded to a new OS that's supported by Microsoft. And we're still continuing to upgrade Windows 10 to 11, although Microsoft did continue support for Windows 10. So it's not as crucial as it was before, but we're still on target to hit that date. Eaton came out, walked around a wastewater plant, and we found some UPSs that need to be replaced. So we're putting a cost together, which one's going to be the most important. In the meantime, IDL, International Data Link, loaned us a couple UPSs to kind of keep us going down the street while we get the right UPSs. And the last thing I just want to let you know is that I actually contacted National Grid, and I'm getting a pole license agreement to hopefully mount a camera on Warple Street that will have a line of sight or a view of our entrance to the gorge. And behind that, with vegetation, we can see the building. And sometimes people go up on the building and do graffiti on it. So so operations will be able to monitor the entrance to our gorge site, which will be great. It's right now, they told me it's going to a third party to get approval, and it looks like it's going to get approved. And that's all the highlights.
Do you know, Mr. Joyce, if the city owns those poles or Niagara Mohawk National Grid?
So it's the National Grid.
They own
I
the
took a
poles?
picture of it and I made some phone calls, and then somebody got back to me, and I'm going through the procedure now. But third party does have to approve it, but it's actually owned by National Grid.
Okay.
And
Are
there's
there
some
any-
requirements on how high we can mount the camera.
Yeah.
So once we get all that, I'll work with our outside team and figure that out.
Is that hardwired in?
It's gonna be battery. So we might have to change the battery, maybe 6 months or something like that.
Okay. We've been having problems with people down in there.
Not lately, nothing. It just gives us a better field of view of the entrance. We could, because not only do we go to that site, but other, I think, National Grid, other vendors. So it's just nice to have a little history on the door.
Okay. Any questions from Mr. Joyce? Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Finance, Michael Smith.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Mike.
Budget worksheets have been prepared and they will be emailed to all the different department heads, hopefully by tomorrow. I'll also be asking all department heads to submit their preliminary budgets to us by a week from today, so next Monday. We will be on track to have the preliminary budget ready for the board to review by the next board meeting in October. Finance information, we're all up to date on our payments, obligations, and payment of all our bills. Our cash balances, as you can see in the report that is in the packet here, for all our operating accounts, our cash balances are actually like $2.3 million over the comparable balances last year. So, just comparing 8/31/25 balances to 8/31/24, we're about $2.3 million over the 2024 balances. The shutoff program for delinquent account balances continues to move along. And our collections on delinquent accounts, as a result of that is up. And then also we will be getting ready to submit delinquent customer accounts to the city tax roll. That process always begins about this time of year. One thing I would like, now that I've caught up with all the, journal entries and, accounting information, I would like to prepare like a KPI report for the board, just so you can review, different key performance indicators. I want to have that ready for the next board meeting. That's it.
Are there any questions from Mr. Smith? Okay, Michael, thanks.
Thank you.
Administrative Services, Caleb Holman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We conducted personal protective equipment safety training on August 19th at the water treatment plant and August 21st at the wastewater plant. Ethics and sexual harassment on September 9th and 11th at water and 10th and 11th at wastewater. And driving and vehicle safety on September 16th at water and September 18th at wastewater. We are asking, or we're recommending to promote an accountant to a staff accountant. We would be posting the position per the CBA. And we are recommending to hire a maintenance worker 2 or 3, depending on the candidate's qualifications and experience, to fill a vacancy. And that's it.
Are there any questions to Caleb?
I have a question.
Yeah.
With regard to the staff accountant position, walk me through what is the difference between the accountant and the staff accountant position? What's changed?
There are some differentiation of duties, and it would allow us to add a separation of duties for some of the role that Mr. Smith is performing. When we had the audit, they made recommendations that we separated some duties.
And is this a position that would need to go through civil service, the staff accountant?
It is a civil service position. Once we post the position, just like all postings, after the higher seniority member, after the bidding or people bid on the position, we would then send the qualifications to the civil service to confirm that they are qualified, and then we would make the appointment.
Okay, so I guess I'm confused. We have an actual name here, but you're saying that you would still
Well,
need.
the assumption would be that that the current accountant would be the person who's promoted to that position, but it would be posted per the CBA.
Has this position been approved yet by civil service?
It is an approved position with civil service.
It is. Okay.
It is approved, right?
Yes, it's an existing position.
Okay.
We tried to revise it recently to update it and modernize it, but we're appointing it under the existing job specification that's been there. It was last filled in 2016 that we had a staff accountant.
This also brings a question to where are we with the deputy finance director?
Board needs to schedule interviews.
Okay.
Well, probably, I'm assuming, schedule them in October. Right?
That is,
Yeah, if the board's willing, yeah.
Regarding those duties that are separated, do you have a listing of those?
I don't currently have a listing of those, but I
Can you
can.
get a listing? so that
Certainly.
We can know what the differences are.
I do have a couple other questions before we vote on the PA sheet, but they're not related to the PA sheet. Do you want me to ask them after? Or when do you want me to ask them? They're for administrative services.
I'm sorry.
I have some other questions I wanted to ask with regard to personnel. Is it something that you want me to ask before or after we vote on the sheet?
You can, I don't mind you asking anything you want now.
Great. I have a question with regards to with the last year in the contract, we had an apprentice program. Has that actually launched yet?
To my knowledge, that program has not launched. I wasn't involved when that was created, but I can find out more information about it.
I can answer on that. So we agreed to a framework for an apprenticeship program. The intent being if we were unable to recruit qualified persons to fill some of the maintenance positions, the mechanic positions. We recently, within the last year, advertised for control maintenance mechanic, and we had an abundance of, unfortunately, very well qualified applicants. So there hasn't been any urgency to moving forward with the apprenticeship program. And there's also some more work that needs to be done before we would be ready to do that. So among other things, we need to request the civil service create an apprentice job specification.
Okay.
And that's work that just has not yet been done. So
All right.
we have a framework in place with the union in terms of how that would work. We have not.
We're not doing
added the
stipends or anything though, right? Nobody's getting a stipend until that program's in place. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
I think that was it. Oh, I did have one more question. I apologize.
No problem.
With civil service, now that you guys are all taking the tests here, what happens if somebody doesn't pass a test?
I think the answer would be it depends. If the person has already taken the test before and they fail it a second time, then they typically wouldn't be able to take a test again. We can technically request that they allow a third time, but if they've never taken the test before, it would depend on if a list was created or established.
Okay.
So if say several people had taken the test and they had all passed and a list was established, we would very likely need to look at that list at least for our employee, but it would depend on the outcome of the test and how many people took it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
That's all I have for questions. Thank you.
Any more questions for Caleb? Okay. Well, for line night for personnel report, A2 and B1, I'd like to get a motion.
Motion.
Is there a second? Second. Any more discussion on it? Does anyone want to separate the two? Okay, well, roll call.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yeah.
Board Member Larkin,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Outside infrastructure, Mike Eagler.
Good evening, board members. Thanks for having me back. Been a while. Couple things outside the O&M report that I can answer questions to if you have any. We are currently running a pilot program with Afflex by 22 seconds, which we put 30 hydrant sensors in the north end of DeVoe between basically NU and Depot. These sensors are run 20 red at night, and then we drive by, read them, and it's supposed to give us an indication where they believe leaks may be made. Right now, we're in the beginning of this. It's showing promise, but hopefully next month we should have more information. And if this shows that they are helping us find leaks, we plan on expanding the program a little bit at a time throughout the city. So right now, until we find out more, it looks pretty promising, but it's too early to say. But this is what we're starting right now. Secondly, we are currently doing the CCTV for the cell abatement, which is just stop infiltration from storm into sanitary, which prevents it going to our plants. We did this in-house to save costs instead of contracting out back in 2017. We bought a high definition camera truck, and it's quite a bit of an extensive area in the 81st, 91st area, but we're doing it in-house. We're relaying this information to J.M. Davidson, who is the engineering company helping us meet the requirements from the DEC. And lastly, just to give you a heads up, we are 93 main breaks into the year, and winter has not hit yet. I see us surpassing over 100 main breaks this year, no problem. But we are currently at 93 as of close of business today. And that's all I have right now, just getting back my legs underneath me, coming back to the board meetings. But if you ever feel, reach out to me if there's something specifically you're looking for, and I'll have the answers for you.
First of all, we appreciate you coming. Like and other board members have indicated to you. Take it easy.
Yes,
Don't be rushing back.
I'm
A
good.
lot of things could be done from the phone. Okay, but is there any questions for Mike?
So with this meter, do you mind? Sorry. With this meter, with measuring like the road to see what the leaks are, is this something that will allow us to go ahead and maybe put a stop to some of our water waste?
Yes, absolutely. What it's helping us is Adam Jansen, our GIS, we have plotted out where these sensors should go, and they triangulate and they give us an area where they believe there may be, through acoustics, there may be a leak in that area. So they're either indicated by a red circle or a yellow circle, and we go and investigate it, and hopefully we find these leaks. And this helps because, especially in downtown, a lot of it's bedrock, and it gets into the bedrock, it doesn't surface, it doesn't even make it into our sanitary systems. So the best way to do this is through the acoustics of these sensors, and helps us hopefully pinpoint where we might be able to find something.
You know, we maybe not exactly this, Mike. Colleen, will you finish?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. And we talked about this several months back, because I was in a meeting in a town where a company comes in, and it's costly, and the city would be a lot more but whether or not we can do it in sections in the city. But if there's a leak anywhere, it'll send it to some computer setup and we'll be able to identify that real quick.
So what's very exciting about these Alfix sensors is they're $263 with 5 years of service. They're comparatively low tech compared to some of the smart hydrant technology that exists, which has cellular based and instant results and things like that. But there's still an algorithm that is behind all of these things that helps you pinpoint or theoretically pinpoints where the leak should be within a certain number of feet. The Alfix sensors at $263 are 10% of what a single smart hydrant costs. And all of the other smart hydrants that we've looked at have an annual maintenance fee that's, substantial. We are able to do, essentially the Alfix sensors are maybe not a tenth of the cost, but they're become affordable compared to some of the other technologies that we've looked at. And they're also a very simple install. Instead of having to replace an entire hydrant or rebuild a hydrant, these attach to one of the bolts on the bonnet of the hydrant. And I think the installs probably take 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah, we put 30 in less than 2 hours.
So instead of, 1 or 2 a day and a much greater expense, these are a lot more affordable. Again, they're lower technology. They require some work in the field to drive by and read them. They have storage that lasts about 2 months or 60 days, something like that. So certainly you have to read them at least that often. We're reading them much more frequently because we want to find these leaks and address some of the unaccounted for water. It's very exciting. These are a really promising technology. Albany, which is in many ways a pretty comparable system to ours, has deployed, I forget how many hundreds, because they've been using them for about a year and they've found them to be, a very cost-effective way to find breaks. So we'll see, though. We have yet to prove them. I mean, one nice thing is we have this 30-unit pilot. We haven't really seen them just yet, and it's very early. They have not yet proven themselves on our system in terms of helping us locate actual leaks. One thing that we investigated, a leak was indicated, and it likely was in fact just a valve that was, partially open. So it still made an acoustic signature that seemed consistent with the leak. Because leaks are consistent, 24 hours a day, the water's leaking. And that's why they're read at night when the usage is lowest, to see if they're continuous. But I'm hoping that for next month, Mike can report in a little bit more detail what we found. And if these do work well, they're an affordable enough solution to deploy in a good number and start really hitting downtown.
We're currently working with Tulip. They're having a fire suppression problem and we're working with them closely. We've been there for a few days to help them. But we're hoping if these acoustic hydrant sensors, they look like a deep well socket if you're familiar with tools. Very low key. And like Sean was saying, these smart hydrants, it's a complete dig. You take the old one out, you put the new one in. This, you just take a bolt off and put this bolt on. But we're hoping we could take some of these sensors, order more sensors, surround Tulip with them to see if there's an issue going on. But at this point, we've exhausted a lot of what we're trying to do out there. But hopefully I'll have good news for you when it comes to Tulip next month. That'll be a big win for us if we could figure this out.
Also, the discussion I was in was if someone's in Florida and they have a leak in their basement, they'll notify our water and we can shut it off at the street.
So I think and I'm remembering more of the conversation we had about that. The leak detection system that I think was that the chairman is speaking of is part of I'm going to get the wrong acronym, but I think it's AMI, Automated Metering Infrastructure System, where the leak sensors are actually the meters themselves, the customer-owned meters. That's a substantial investment to replace meters, and we're not due yet. Our meter replacement program was approximately 10 years ago, and we're not seeing a lot of meter failures. Over time, we'll be upgrading the meters, the next generations of meters. Fortunately, they're forward and backward compatible, but right now we don't have enough of those smart meters in the system to make automated metering a cost-effective option.
Question on that. No, that's actually, I'm just buying off what you said because I kind of like that. Is there something that homeowners can buy that would be able to give them a notification so they can contact us?
I would recommend, and I don't know if the board could put it out, I would recommend if you're leaving your residency for any period of time, don't depend on the wheel valve. Get a hold of the water board. We will come out and shut it off at the curb. That eliminates any problems, any water in the house if it was to burst and nobody's there to recognize it. I would contact the water board. You're leaving in November. We shut it off. Now you come back, we come back and turn it back on. That's the safest bet you can do. No water in the house, burst pipe isn't going to happen.
Maybe something we should recommend to some of these homeowners who have vacant homes.
And there's no fee for that?
No, we go out, we could turn off and shut on and turn off requests all day long,
Right.
all day long.
There are systems, and I think you can buy them even at Home Depot, that for a residential installation that will alert the homeowner to leaks. You know, all
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi connected, Internet of Things type devices. But there are some options out there, and we've heard sporadically of landlords and others that have installed them inside their properties.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures from the gentleman who was here earlier today, and it'd be great if he had something like that.
Any house that's not going to be any house that's going to be vacant for a while, it would behoove them to call up and if we can shut it off at the curb. It saves all types of, they steal the pipes, no water's going through the system. And wheel valves, as we all know, they come and go. You can have a wheel valve in your house 30 years, next thing you know, it's gone. But if you kill the water going to the house, it isn't going to make a difference.
Plus, there's a lot of people that go to Florida or North Carolina for 2 or 3 months. I don't know if there's anything we can put on our internet, our webpage, if we want to consider doing this, the board, over the next month. Something we should all think about.
Actually, it's a great idea to just notify homeowners how to protect your home when you're not there from water main breaks.
Maybe a postcard or something.
Or even just an insert into the bill.
That too.
Well, I think I'd be concerned about the fact of some confidentiality issues in terms of how do you keep it confidential. I mean, people can tell if a house is vacant, but this allows another entity that knows that, the homeowner isn't there, and then all of a sudden there might be break-ins that increase that type of thing. We'd have to be concerned about.
We've gotten some shut off requests from other homeowners that leave the area. I take great pride in our department, really not discussing anything when it comes to a personal homeowner. We've never come across a system where one of our guys happened to say that there's nobody in this house. We've never experienced that, and I don't foresee any of our guys. We have a very good track record at this point of the people that do call us come the winter time. But I do, your concerns,
But that, like I said, but that's a concern.
yes,
Was it just, yeah.
a valid concern. It was a good,
Yeah, that's my only concern about it. I think
Yeah.
it's a good idea, but that's my concern about it. And
I just got
then
one.
people
Yeah.
want to come back and hold the water board liable.
Yeah.
So
I just got one additional comment for Mike and his crew, and the staff at the water board. I mean, I'm personally aware of several situations where residents and other people have either called me or made me aware, that they've had, they see water flowing in the street, and I've had to tell one resident, here's the number for the water board, give them a call. Your team and the team here at the water board, whether it's the secretary, whoever answers the phones, and communicates that information. You guys have been very, very responsive. Okay, and I hear that back from the residents.
I appreciate
Okay,
that.
that we're, making the calls. So I think your team and I think, the inside admin team should be commended for their responsiveness to our residents, especially when it comes, you said you had 93 breaks,
Yes,
and I'm assuming that is just counting,
main breaks.
just the main breaks.
Just
but
main
not
breaks,
all the
doesn't
other-
count services, hydrants,
Okay,
sewer, any aspect. This is just water main breaks, 93.
all right, but you got a whole bunch of other calls
Yeah,
to address ponding water and, water seeping up out of the ground, whatever it is. I mean,
I appreciate the phone calls because it's hard for the department to cover every street in the city. So actually our ratepayers and residents are basically our eyes and ears, and the one on Fall Street, we didn't even know about it. So we depend on the ratepayers to let us know, and then we head right out there, and obviously it's prioritized.
Yeah, I only hear just a few of them.
Sure.
I don't, but the ones that I have been aware of, I think everybody should be commended for their efforts because it's been very timely and responsive to their needs, and it solved the problem quickly.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
I'll
when you can't
express
get
it
it
to the
done
men.
quickly, you know, you're giving us a schedule of when you think it might be able to get at it. So, I mean, that puts a lot of people's concerns at rest, you know, so I
And
appreciate all
the-
the work and the effort that you guys put into that.
The date's always tentative, like we were gonna do that repair tomorrow on Falls. And now we have two valves on Highland, so that's gonna get pushed back a day, but it is on the master list and we will get to it.
Yeah, as long as you keep, I think whoever that point of contact was,
Sure.
you know, keep them informed. If the schedule's been delayed, you know, bad news doesn't get better the longer it sits. So,
I like that.
okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Any
you.
more questions for Michael?
Those 93 water main breaks that you talked about, you said that's more than we've had.
Well, it's definitely more at this time of the year.
Okay.
This past winter, in January, February, we knew about the Lachlan Whitcop area. We had quite a few main breaks. But even this summer with the drought has caused is almost as bad as the freezing because it comes off the pipe. Anytime you put pressure or release pressure from a main, weak areas are gonna break. So the winter we had a lot, this summer we had a lot because it's been a drought, like in the last 10, 15 years, the biggest drought we've had. So the drought has also hurt us by not keeping the pipe compacted around that pipe. So between this past winter and this summer, we're well above where we should be. I'd have to look at the numbers, but I don't believe we reached 100 main breaks last year, but we're gonna surpass that main breaks once that cold weather comes. It's our busy season's coming up.
Okay.
The question is, how cold will it get?
Too
Well,
cold.
thanks for recognizing that trend, that it's higher than normal.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But do you think this has to do with climate change?
Oh, you're not gonna get me in that political hot
Well, no,
button.
I mean, come on. I want to know why, because if it's not just
No.
normal because of the normal wear and tear.
I think it's just
What is
a cold winter, hot summer,
Dry summer.
Well, you
dry,
know,
dry, hot summer.
Well, I
Yeah.
say it's fine.
we paid $1,500. We did a whole road, only on Grower and manhole risers.
Mhm.
We talked about that. We had to order them 1.5 inches on one side and 1 inch on another. They make them.
Yeah, taper.
Ready to put them in? It's changed. It come down. We're thinking it was the heat. Now that you mention that,
Yep, drought, second only to freezing.
yeah.
Anytime, as an engineer, anytime you mess with the soil or the earth around the pipe, they don't like it. They don't.
Until have your weather channel up on your screen there.
Oh, I got the weather channel. Just before I come to work, it's channel 2.
Mhm.
So,
Just out of curiosity, is there anything we can do better to, as far as getting the city to finish off paving the areas that we,
we work
Farm
closely
maintenance.
with the city. I don't know the complexes or what they have going on, but there's really nothing that's coming to mind this year where their paving is affect us. So we work closely. I talk to Kenny Tompkins on a daily basis, like it or not. And we work closely, and if we can help them, we absolutely help them and they help us in return. But as far as like the paving on Hyde Park Boulevard by TAM, if that's you're referring to, that's unique in the fact that usually it's just top they put over our cuts, but because it's a state road, we have to do it the way the state wants it. So it was a deeper cut, 4 inches, state wanted 2 inch binder and then 2 inch top. So they had to find an opportunity as to when they can have the binder and the top at the same time. We don't have the luxury of not doing what the state wants on a state road.
and I'm glad to hear this, that you say that you got a good working relationship with the city, you know, and that you guys are each taking care of each other, because it reminded me that it has come up once before. and, complimenting how well you guys are working with the city. So,
We're in this together. They
Yes.
do a little bit different than what we do.
and the other reason I say that is, they got that trench water line replacement on 79th, I think, that just waiting for the city to blacktop it. 79th, they're north of the LaSalle.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
it's like-
there's more than that out there.
I know.
Yeah, there's
And
more than that.
I appreciate you guys adding more stone.
Yeah,
It came
and
out, but
I can't stress that enough. If anybody sees something that we need to adjust, like I said, it's hard for us to see every part of the city. Call us and we'll respond immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as we possibly can.
yeah, I know you guys aren't responsible for the blacktop or for the asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if they could get that done quicker.
Not to put it on the city, we still have quite a few stone cuts
I
out
know
there
you
we
got a
gotta get
lot. I
to.
know you got a lot.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them.
We've been patching a lot of the city roads on Lockport Road area. Because most of our people are on it, and Kenny don't have time for that. So we've been patching.
I could give you a list. You want to come deeper into the city? You let me know.
No, I can't do that. But any more from Michael?
No,
I'm good,
thank you
thanks.
very much.
Thanks a lot. Michael.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care of yourself. Resolution, Sean.
Mr. Chairman, the first resolution is 2025-09001, renewal of property liability and umbrella insurance policies. That resolution is found beginning at page 44 of the agenda packet.
Move it.
Is there a motion? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Colleen, any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board
Sean?
Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes,
Board Member Kimball,
Yeah.
Board Member Larkin.
Yes,
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The second resolution is found beginning at page 78 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-09002, sewer line chemical root control.
Is there a motion?
motion to approve.
Jim, is there a second?
Second.
Renee, is there any discussion or questions on it? Roll call, Sean? Or you
Board
need
member-
more time?
I'm good.
You good, Renee?
I'm good.
Okay.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes,
Board Member Kimball,
Yeah.
Board Member Larkin.
Yes,
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 81 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-09003, updating records retention and access policies.
Is there a motion? I'll move it. Is
Nope.
there a second?
well, second.
Any discussion or questions on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes,
Board Member Kimball,
No.
Board Member Larkin,
no,
Chairman Siriani.
Yes. Is there,
Motion fails.
is updating records retention and access policies?
I mean, I kind of think.
I didn't,
I think that this basically is something for, I feel more comfortable that, our attorney take care of this. I just don't feel comfortable with, I just feel that this is more legal in nature and I just would.
I agree.
prefer The attorney dealing with this.
I agree.
I didn't know there was any objection.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my objection.
I'm doing that. I feel it's very much a legal issue and it should be handled by the legal.
but if I understand this is when there's a conflict. The reason why this policy has changed is because whenever there's a conflict that you can't answer something on the FOIL, right?
There's two things accomplished by this resolution. One is updating the records management system, which has to be done, or the records management schedule, that has to be done by a vote of the governing board in order to adopt the schedule. The LGS 1, I believe, is our current schedule that superseded a prior version that the state Department of Education produced. It's not critical that adoption happen now, but to apply for records management grants and things like that in the future, we'll have to show that the board has duly adopted the records management, the correct the updated schedule. So the board last had a resolution on this in 2019 to adopt the prior version of the records management schedule. This is just the updated records management schedule produced by the state. The language in the resolution on that score is just form language they provide as a model resolution for boards to use. The other end of that was to address frankly, just by habit, I had started to process a FOIL request. We tried very hard to be transparent and complete in FOIL responses. We had somebody who was dissatisfied with the FOIL response, and they have filed a FOIL appeal. In that case, the person who fills the records request, and so I had just, again, out of more habit than anything, jumped in and started working on the request and communicating with the requester. It's not really proper for me then to decide the requester's appeal from denial of records. In general, boards use their counsel, their executive director, or a similar position to decide appeals. But just in this one, really, it's only going to be needed once. We need an alternate person. Ideally, we should have an alternate person decide the appeal.
Okay, so I think, I didn't know there was any issue with this, but if we get another attorney to write whatever has to be written, is that what we're talking?
Yeah, I think this should be something that needs to go through an attorney for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So there are only 10 days to decide the appeal. The request was received, I think, last week. Perhaps Thursday of the prior
Well-
week. So we still are within the time frame to provide that response, but
How long would they take for them, get someone on board to do that?
we would just need another board resolution to designate whoever that individual would be.
Can I put that on as a late night agenda tonight?
Can we amend this resolution or no? Because we fail, we can't go back and do that, correct?
I think the board can propose if everybody consents to it, an amended resolution.
I mean, this is kind of read like a practice going forward. That's how I took it. And it's like, I understand where you're coming from an appeal, but I feel more comfortable that it's legal handling all foils.
Me too.
And I think it brings up the question, sometimes we're going to have issues where you're going to have that conflict of interest. It brings up a lot of questions on that. So can we have an attorney that's available to take care of this? And do we need a resolution to have an attorney handle this? Don't we have anybody that's on call for situations in which you can't be both?
We do have outside counsel
Okay.
engaged on certain matters.
It must be on retainer, right, or something?
Yeah, so we can, again, the FOIL's appeal process is typically an internal agency process, some smaller towns and things like that. So always the records access officer it's generally going to be a position like the town clerk or the city clerk would be the person doing the records access officer work. The way the board's structure is set up, that is the director of administrative services, which we do have that position filled now. So moving forward, FOIL requests will go to Mr. Holman to process and handle. And then if an appeal were to come, I would, as the executive director, decide the appeal.
So you're saying that we're switching all foils over to Director of Administrative Services?
The job of acting as the records access officer, making sure that the request is timely received, acknowledged, and, sent to the correct departments to fill, yes.
The way you understood that?
No.
That's not how I understood that. I thought that was still going to go through general counsel.
It's in the job description for the Director of Administrative Services. In the past, that office handled it. The most recent Director of Administrative Services was not called upon to help with FOIL requests in general, but we do have a fairly low volume of them, fortunately.
Hey, I'm just curious, you mentioned 2019 was the last time we did this. Who did that then?
So in 2019, the board just adopted the prior records schedule. And it was done at the time we were submitting an application for a records management grant. So that was one of the things that needed to be submitted, was a board resolution adopting the current records management schedule.
Okay, well, I would like the resolution that designate I'm called attorney to deal with this conflict problem that you have.
Okay,
So I know that you asked for those resolutions.
But whether that or we can amend this,
Yeah, but
Don't matter.
I don't think I want this amended. I want the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want this voted down.
well, it was.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
want this voted down. Like, you know.
Okay.
So I would like.
Okay, well, why don't we finish this last?
Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
And then I'll make something up and we'll correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
Okay.
Okay, next one, Sean? Oh, wait, we voted.
Yes.
Yes.
At page 83 of the agenda packet is Resolution 2025-09004, Amendment Number 1 to wastewater treatment plant Project 3 Engineering Services Agreement, Controls and Belt Filter Press Refurbishment.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Renee,
I'll second.
Colleen seconded. Is there any questions or discussions?
Yeah, I got a few, I guess. They're asking for an additional fee not to exceed 39,441. I mean, is there a short explanation why we're
Good question.
paying more for something that was this was already bid, right?
No, so the electrical Project 3 is, one number, but encompasses a number of aspects to the project. Much of Project 3 was completed under prior contracts, but there remains work to be done. In particular, we now see as beneficial using existing grant funds to refurbish the 3 belt filter presses. Nussbaumer was engaged to handle the design work on that end of the project, belt filter presses and some ancillary work, this new scope of work. In order to complete the overall project, those refurbished belt filter presses are going to have new controls that need to be integrated. And all of the integration work for the prior project wasn't completed.
All right, so this is not a cost overrun, but this is you're modifying the original work order for this work.
It's a new scope of work to do this. It's not something that we've already paid for.
It's just additional work that you've got money left over and you want to do it.
So for the belt filter press refurbishment, yes, and that's
Okay.
something, so right now Nussbaumer is just preparing the design. That'll have to go out to bid. So sometime in the next few months, hopefully we'll be far enough along and there'll be a resolution to award that work as probably a couple of contracts, one for mechanical and one for electrical. But this is just to add, gaps have been identified in the way the controls work for the existing upgrades, and then to make sure that the new belt filter presses are integrated.
Okay,
And of that, so as you'll note, the engineering side of that's about $6,000, but they're gonna have Motion AI, which does other work at the plant as their subcontractor for the actual programming. But having them as a subcontractor to Nussbaumer, ensures that Nussbaumer is responsible for delivering that project.
all right, so we didn't know we needed this before they started the work.
Before Nussbaumer's scope of work was put together, no,
Okay,
I don't believe so. I think that it became apparent as design meetings happened with Nussbaumer, that there was a gap that needed to be filled, and this is filling that gap.
okay.
Any more questions?
Good.
Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean,
Yes,
Board Member Kimball,
Yeah,
Board Member Larkin.
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, follow me here.
Mhm.
Make some corrections. I'm gonna call it 2025-9-5.
You're good so far.
Updating records, retention, and access policies. I would like to get a motion if there's any type of conflict of interest with the director that we farm it out or using another attorney firm to make sure it's
Yeah.
good.
That's fine.
why don't we
Okay,
just-
now this is not,
why don't we just strike the line?
no, they
where
wanted
it
it
was gonna go
different.
to the Director of Administrative Services and leave it up to the board decision
I think this is simple, and then there's no need, we'll always have an outside attorney that we can go to, so there's no need to ask the board to have special meetings and everything else that be required to designate someone else for an appeal.
So we good?
Yes, but if
We need to
the
amend the
board would be okay to
resolution.
also adopt the updated record schedule, which is
That's fine. That part wasn't the issue.
LGS 1.
I'm with that.
Because if you don't want appeals being handled by the Director of Administrative Services, I would just eliminate DAS out of it. And if you want, an attorney handling it, just replace,
To formally authorize the executive director to retain outside counsel would be probably the terminology. Is that correct?
Yes,
Now, this is not to change, when someone wants to get information, that Caleb's still doing that, right? Is that's in his job description?
yes, it's part of his job to process those,
this is
Okay.
only in those rare instances where you've assumed the role.
and it won't happen moving forward. It's just, from periods of time when there were vacancies, I just had people, customer
Okay.
service, when they receive a FOIL request, will forward it to me, and I jumped into it.
I always thought it was general counsel that handled it, though. That's why I'm kind of confused.
For several years, there was no one else to do it, but it's always been part of the administrative services, job description. In fact, the FOIL log I use, former Director of Administrative Services, Jim Perry's in the back. It's the log that he created back in 2017. Still working on that same Excel file.
Oh,
Okay,
all right. Yeah, I've always thought was you.
is there any more discussion or questions on it?
So I mean, instead of designated but further by the board, we just want it referred to an attorney.
Yeah.
So that last line where it says it's further resolved, Rick,
Well, hang on. Let's just go through this.
in the event of appeal, when one of these offices is vacant, appeal shall be determined by an individual that attorney retained by the board. Page 81,
It's like all these crazy.
Yeah,
page 81 where the resolution is. It's that last sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, such appeals shall be heard and determined by outside counsel. Do you just put back on the table now, or what we do here, Sean?
I think that it would perhaps be cleanest if this was just introduced, this resolution as with that one change that was just noted as the resolution 2025-009 or 09005.
Okay,
So resolution 3 fails.
Right.
Resolution 5 is a new
resolution.
resolution.
okay, that's fair. That works.
and we should be all right with this 10-day period
We
to
will.
get this done.
Yes, these are very routine, and I can easily
Okay.
have somebody take care of that for us.
So we're striking an individual to be designated and replacing it with
Outside counsel.
determined by outside counsel.
Yes.
Okay, is there any more discussion or questions on this? Roll call, Sean.
Mr. Chairman, I believe you made the motion, but I do not believe it's yet been seconded
sorry.
for resolution 2025-09005.
Is there a
Do
second?
we need to do this as a walk-on? Sorry.
Yeah, we do have to do it.
Yeah, we have to do it as a walk-on first.
Since it's essentially a written resolution, I think that would be appropriate.
Okay, is there a motion to accept?
You made it.
Okay, is there a second?
To do a walk-on or to just vote? What are we doing here, John? I'm confused.
Well,
I am too.
but typically we don't walk on an oral motion. However, because we're essentially taking this resolution, which I will modify and paste verbatim into the minutes with the new resolution number, it would be appropriate to make a motion to walk on or to waive the agenda deadline policy in order to consider resolution number 2025-09005. And then after that motion passes, then to make a motion to approve or to accept
Okay,
that resolution.
Okay. I'll move to walk on.
I'll second the walk on. Any discussions or questions?
Nope.
No, roll call.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean.
Yes.
Board Member Kimball.
Yes.
Board Member Larkin.
Yes, to walk on.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
The motion to waive the agenda deadline policy in order to consider resolution 2025-09005 passes.
Move it.
second.
I'll second.
Oh,
No, I'm talking about the resolution.
Yeah, to vote on the resolution. Renee just moved it, so I'll second it.
Renee and Colleen.
Now we get to vote to approve.
Roll call.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean.
Yes.
Board Member Kimball.
Yes.
Board Member Larkin.
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes.
okay. Unfinished or old business? Any questions or anything on it? New business and additional items for discussion. No executive session is needed that I'm aware of. Adjournment of meeting. Is there a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Colleen, Renee, first and second, roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole is absent. Board Member Dean.
Yes.
Board Member Kimball.
Yes.
Board Member Larkin.
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes. I'll note for the purpose of the recording, the time is 6:06 PM.
thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.